hello, Paul,
Well,
in Mexico. It's Dave Clennon in Santa Monica, which used to be Mexico. Santa
yes.
Monica, California. We used to be Mexico. And I know about the storm that you're living through right now because I did two or three pictures in Mexico. And it's a great country.
Santa Monica's a great place to be. We always love being out there, and we loved having you in Texas. And we did that thing panel at Texas Frightmare Weekend. So here we are again.
Were you our
I was the moderator.
moderator?
I was just dressed up then.
Oh man, that was a good Q&A. I had
It
fun
was.
with that one.
There was.
Texas Frightmare
That's right.
in that town near Dallas. What's the name of that little
Yeah, it
town?
was in Irving. Irving.
Irving, Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had fun there. That was
absolutely.
a great convention. So what are you
Yeah.
doing in Mexico? Are you living or there or visit?
Oh no, I'm just here for a sort of half work, half vacation. So working vacation. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I hope you're enjoying it.
I am. Well, we're excited to have you on today to talk about this movie because it's so good. And I know you historically do not take movies unless you agree with them and you like them. So I know that. What was it about this one where you just kind of looked at and thought, "All right, I got to do this."
Well, I read Brendan called me or he called my agent, and then I spoke with Brendan, and he told me that he was making a movie about a team of rock climbers who go on a mission on a mountain that has been it's called the Forbidden Mountain because the tribe that owns the territory around the mountain has said nobody can climb this mountain because 60 years ago something horrible happened on that mountain and they didn't want anything like that to happen again. So he said it's about rock climbing and it's about an experience like the characters in The Thing had. And Brendan Devane is a serious fan of The Thing. So I read the script and I liked it very much. And even though he was offering me a small part, I thought, yeah, I want to participate in this. I want to join the team on this film. So that was what attracted me to it. That reading the script and getting the sense of what the adrenaline rush was going to be like as I watched this film. And Brendan is a great guy and a terrific writer. And now I know, having seen the film on a big screen, he's a terrific director too.
And isn't it funny how the thing just keeps coming up and but I mean in this case in the best way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
The film, The Thing, is a real classic, and one of the things that you feel and the characters feel in The Thing is this gripping sense of paranoia. It's like you're strangled with this idea of who can I trust? And something very much like that happens in The Sound because this team of the best rock climbers in the world, the team is they think they're working together, but then things happen and they begin to mistrust each other. And that's they're risking their lives every inch of the way up this cliff. And at the same time, they're starting to wonder about the other climbers on their team. And that's pretty scary stuff. I'm afraid of heights. So I'm already nervous. I've already got some adrenaline going through me. And then when it turns out that there's some kind of influence that is taking these people over or some of them over, it's pretty scary. So and I think your listeners, your audience will if they like horror films and if they like horror that is really convincing, it's like the real thing. It's not like comic book horror. It's something you can see happening before your eyes. And I think you've seen the film.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I thought it was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. And seeing it on a big screen for the first time at a beautiful theater in Las Vegas, I really appreciated what Brendan Devane had accomplished with the absolutely convincing rock climbing, this imposing mountain with this 90-degree cliff. That in itself, I mean, the cinematography is great, the editing is great, and the sound is amazing too. I don't know if you knew this, but Brendan created the sound for the movie at the Skywalker Ranch in California. Lucas Sound, I think it's called. So that part of the film, which is so important, it's like another character in the film. That is really really first rate. And I'm trying to. I'm wondering if there's anything else to say about the movie, The Sound, um, except that it's opening tonight in select theaters around the country, and at the same time, people who can't get to the theaters can see the picture tonight on their favorite streaming service. So put it in your mind, the sound, and I hope that that your audience will enjoy it and they'll give you some feedback and see see what you think.
I know they're gonna love it. And people have been looking up to what you've been doing for years, obviously, and they think, see, I would love to tell great stories and do this, but so much harder than people can imagine. So, what kind of advice do you give to those actors that want to follow in your footsteps?
Don't follow in my footsteps. I would say do it your own way, um, because I think each actor has they have their own experience, they have their own history, they have their own base that they're operating from, and my career has taken so many twists and turns. I wouldn't advise anybody to follow that path. I think they have to follow their own path. They have to say what they want. There was one question for me in the beginning. I only wanted to do live theater. That was why I got into acting. I just wanted to do live theater. And then I branched out to feature films and then to television. But you never know what opportunities are going to come your way, if any opportunities come your way, because this is a tough business. It really is. And I think, I guess people have to, and it also, um, it's another generation, Paul. I mean, I'm so old that I don't know that I could give advice to someone in their 20s about about how to go about things. One thing I would say is support your union, support the Screen Actors Guild, AFTRA, support your union because the union has gotten me a good living. Um, and I'm very supportive of the union and very grateful for what the union does. That's my only advice.
And you've
follow
got the
your own
best.
path. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've got the best stories and such an interesting career, and you've made some really cool choices, just personally and professionally. So I got to ask you. So my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys. Caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame. So we got to ask you your Hail Mary moment, the moment in your life or career you just had to go for it and it worked out for you. What do you suppose that was for you?
Okay. That's a really good question and a really tough question, but here's one answer. 1981, my agent says, uh, I've submitted you for this part in a new movie by John Carpenter. He makes low budget, independent horror films. This time he has a studio behind him, Universal Studios. So he's making this new movie and they want to see you, the casting director, Anita Dan, and John Carpenter. They want to see you for the part of Bennings, the meteorologist in the film. And I read the script and yeah, I don't, I haven't done any horror films. And I'm kind of a horror film sissy myself because I don't like to be scared. But I read the script and I thought this is really good because it's a horror film, but it's also a character study. You're looking at 12 different individuals and seeing how they react to each other under stress. So the part of Bennings, okay, I'll go in and I'll read for it, but I want them to let me read for the part of Palmer too, because I think that may be the best part in this film. So I'll go in, I'll read for Bennings, but they have to let me read for Palmer as well. Now, you said that moment that I forget what you said, blue pill, red pill, or that moment.
Hail Mary moment.
The
Yeah.
Hail
Hail
Mary,
Mary.
the Hail Mary moment. It wasn't exactly a Harry Mail, a Harry, a Mar it wasn't exactly a Hail Mary moment, but it was that moment where you go for broke and you take a chance. And the good news was that John Carpenter said, okay, let Clennon play that part. And then he ended up casting a wonderful actor, Peter Maloney, in as Bennings, and I could never have done Bennings the way that he did, and I was really happy and very lucky to get the part of Palmer. That's not a true Hail Mary story, but who did you say your co broadcaster is?
Yeah, Drew Pearson from the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
caught that
okay.
Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what college did he go to?
He was at Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
or
And I come from
University of Tulsa. Tulsa, sorry. Woo. I'm
and
almost screwed that up. Yeah.
I come
He
from
was in Tulsa. Sorry about that. Yeah.
he was in Tulsa and I went to college at Notre Dame, which
Yeah.
um, has a fairly interesting football history as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so when we say Hail Mary, it might have been a Catholic team who said,
Yeah.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee, and throw the ball.
That's that's how it originated. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we love this movie, and we're gonna tell everyone to check it out. Really appreciate your time. It's great to see you again. Wonderful answers, great stories, and hopefully we get to talk more again soon.
Let's do it. Let's do another live show.
I'd love that. All right, sounds good. I'll see you soon. Thank you.